Hello, my name is Brant. Today is the second day of May 2019. I haven't done a video in a little while since I've been a little ill with some sinus issues and some back issues and a few other things. And so I haven't been able to sit down and do this with a clear head, as they would say. What I'd like to talk to you about is the issue of what is taking place in the West. That is the whole undermining of the West, which has been going on for approximately probably 200 years, maybe even longer. The philosophies of that tied it together, Western civilization. I think a lot of it bears upon the Christianity and its impact upon the West. Also, Roman law, the freedoms that they supposedly had before the Caesars came along and dictated throughout the Roman Empire. That gives you a clear hint that the United States, which is somewhat of a self-recipient of that type of form of government before it went chaotic, that is its beliefs in that the laws that they had, that they came from nature, that the laws that were to be just to all people in its best manner. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off in it. The issue is simply is that the West is dying because Christianity is dying, because Christianity no longer has relevance in our society. It's a necessary thing in some ways. Some would say, well, let's have Christianity, let it come back, da-da-da. It's not going to come back. It's a belief system. It's a belief system based upon having a Savior. Where I live at is probably the last stronghold in the United States is in the South. I'm not talking about Florida. I'm just talking about the areas of the South that are considered very conservative in many ways. Why it's dying is simply is that there's another perspective or philosophy of life being implemented that in some ways is eerie to the Roman Empire. The United States itself has become an empire. There are a couple of books that deals with this. I think one is by Clyde Wilson at the University of South Carolina. He talks about that in a book. What's happened is simply is the United States itself has become and has been for the last probably since the 1890s has been involved in all kinds of affairs, and a lot of that took place in a way of expanding the United States beyond its own territory here where we are at to other countries. And so what's happened simply is that we have become an empire. And this is ruled by, at one time was ruled by families, still is, or multinational corporations, as it was talked about when I was going to college in the late 70s, early 80s. I remember a professor telling me that there were only 6 countries in the world that were not ruled by multinational corporations in one way or the other. So my point here is simply is that I see good virtues of Western civilization, but it cannot be based upon Christianity. So where is that going to come up? Where is that going to lead us at? And then I see those who are promoting a world government or a form of government that that wants us to all be one. a scary topic in a lot of ways because it leads to a more centralized form of government than it is even in the United States. And having more total control, total slavery, in many aspects, taxation, ruling you, political correctness that takes place, that's been going on here in our country, that the minority are no longer going to have a sense of well-being or protection with the law. For example, I was reading something here from the country in Argentina that is implementing a plan to give people all kinds of vaccines for their supposedly protection. So you can see how it's inundated, and their proposal is to do this is taking place. It was implemented in law. It's going to take time to get it implemented, that is, into society. But there's this theory that people are spreading diseases, and folks, nah, it's not there. The reason why you get sick is because your immune system is weak. That's the main problem. If you do get a cold from somebody else, it's because your immune system is weak. That's as simple as it is. So vaccines are not going to protect you from that. It's because we eat a poor diet here in America. But I'm kind of got off base. So my point here is that we are struggling. Where are we going to go as people, philosophically? Because there's the Christianity, its whole base, its whole foundation is no longer, the belief is no longer there. It was based upon a belief system in the first place. Jesus did not propose all these things. He didn't propose a church. He didn't propose all the teachings that are taught in the church. Such as heaven and hell, or once you're here once, you die. You go to heaven or you go to hell. And if you don't believe in our system, you're definitely going to hell. The Muslims would say the same thing and do something similar, and lead in a different direction also. And so these are all based upon belief systems, all based upon Savior beliefs that somehow that they're going to save you. And I come from that background, so it's been, I don't agree with it now. It's a vicious lie that deceives people and leads people into more slavery and trying to do good. You know, when you're doing something good, you just do it out of your goodness of your heart. You don't do it because it's a rule or a belief system. You do it because you see your fellow man suffering. It's as simple as that. So I've kind of gone off in different ways here, but I would like you just to watch this and just think about it. Maybe you can put some things together. So I appreciate you listening. You have a good day.